the sun is shining 24/7. Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you. Ooh, you catch me like a leaf falling from a tree. If I'll be a shooting star, you make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry you. Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Love and Marriage with Tommy and Deborah. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Deborah.
Hey, y'all, before we get started, this is a Deep Freeze production with Vic Frost. But before we get started, I want to tell y'all something. I'm just sitting here thinking. Do y'all know what my wife told me earlier today? She said, when I come on, I look scared. Do I look like I'm... Do I look scared?
You do. You look like, okay, I'm Tommy Jones, and this is my wife, Deborah. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, just...
I'm gonna try to loosen up, y'all. I'm gonna try to loosen up.
You get loosened up during the recording, but in the beginning, it's like...
Hey, everybody. Yeah. It's me. I'm back. Okay, well, anyway... With that being said, welcome back again. Like I said, to Tommy, Love and Marriage with Tommy and Deborah. On our last episode, we talked about us winning a car and Deborah keeping money for me that I didn't know about, but we needed. And my dad set me straight about it.
And
what?
What else we talk about?
Let me check my notes. Let me put my spectacles on.
You probably don't have it on the paper.
Don't sign both your names on a house or a car.
You buying shoes. And you know what I thought about that we didn't mention?
What's that?
Whenever I would say, well, babe, I said, like, you getting all these tennis shoes and you getting all this stuff, then what happens? Here come a box. This is for you. I got these for you. I mean, it was box at the box. I said, Tom, look.
Hey, can I tell you something?
I don't want...
No, can I tell you something on air?
I don't know.
No, listen. You remember them shoes I just sent back? The black and gray ones? I told y'all, they in the car now. I got to tell you.
Oh, yes, uh-huh.
So I'm getting something to replace those, right? There'll be one other box after that. This is like real time. There's one. That's the last one. I'm done until Christmas time.
I told him. I said, I'm not gonna wear all these tennis shoes. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. I said, you don't need.
She said she needs regular shoes now. Like that's what you told me.
And you can't be in the house and say, I sure would like to have, or I need. Next thing you know, here it is at the door, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a good thing, but I'm got to stop. Just stop.
But Deborah.
I'm thankful, but stop.
If you say you need something, it's my job to get it.
If it's a need.
It is a need.
Sometimes it's a want, and I'm like, oh, I sure would like to have or something. And then now I'm learning I can't say that out loud.
Well, you need to.
No. I
get it for you.
No.
Okay. All right.
So what you're telling me is you have another box coming, is what you're saying.
Well, two, actually. Because...
one you sent back and another one.
Yeah. But I've been ordered. I've been ordered it a while ago. So you're going to be shocked.
Okay.
You're going to be shocked.
Okay.
But y'all, honestly, you know what? I'll tell you something we could talk about. You remember when I told you? Hold on, y'all. Come here. I got to tell you.
He's doing it again. I don't think that was funny. You know, we talked about that.
I didn't think it was fun.
Yes, you did.
No,
yes, you did. Y'all, he told me. This is so funny. He told me that I'm low maintenance.
And that's a good thing.
No, it's
that
not.
That means you don't. Okay, yes. Listen, guys. For this episode, this is season 1, episode 7. Please put in the comments whether you think if a man tells a woman she's low maintenance, that means you don't need Gucci, and that's a good thing. That should be a good thing, right? Please help me, fellas. Please.
I didn't think it was cute or funny.
What did you think?
Like
Tell me what did you thought? What does that mean to you? What does that sound like to you?
That to maintain me, you don't have to really do anything.
That's okay. That's not exactly what it means. No.
Yes, it is. Low maintenance.
No, it means you don't require a lot. Like a lot of women require so much. Like they can't be with you unless you got this car, unless you got this house, unless you got this, watch or this bag or whatever. If you don't have all those things, they will kick you to the curb. That's what I meant. So I meant, and it was in a good way, baby. You don't get it.
And so I said, do you want me to be high maintenance?
No.
I can.
No.
I can.
There'd be
I can't. No, I can't.
It's not in you. It's not in you.
No, it's not.
But y'all help us. Is that a good thing to say or a bad thing?
No, it's a bad thing to say.
I think you just took it bad. Baby.
Just say, babe, I'm happy you don't require a lot of things like other women do.
See, in my head, that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Okay.
But if it makes you feel bad, baby, I won't say that. Okay.
You were laughing mighty hard a while ago.
Because I thought about it was funny at the time.
Okay, it's fine.
But it ain't funny now.
It's all good.
But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about today is, and this is going to be interesting. How do y'all feel about, and this is for, should we say just for married couples or for people that's dating? Like people been dating for a long time? It's got to start there probably. Because when we dated, we never even talked about that. That's how it became a problem for us.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just say for married people. And then y'all can tell us if this should extend to people that are dating. Should you or should you not have friends of the opposite sex? Like now, and when I say friends of the opposite sex, like that somebody that I know, like I feel if we were to have friends of the opposite sex, we both have friends of the opposite sex, but we both know the person.
Right. What it getting to is when we got married.
Oh Lord.
I was getting to call them floozies.
Drop kick me Jesus through the gold
these floozies, but they weren't floozies. They were young ladies that drove from Michigan to our wedding to see if he was going to get married.
To see if I was going to get married?
And I asked him, I'm like, okay, who are they? And he explained, oh, these are my friends. And oh, okay. And
this seat is getting hot.
We discussed it, once we was married and we were home. It's a little while after we were married. We brought it up. And he said, babe, I don't see nothing wrong with them. They're just my friends. I've been knowing them a long time. And, it's because they had called you. Somebody had called you. And he didn't see anything wrong with it, and was going back and forth. Baby, I've been knowing him a long time. There's nothing wrong with it. And he kiki and ha-ha with him on the phone and stuff. I was like, okay. My Tom Jones face. How do you do it? That's his dad's face. And I said, okay, well, I tell you what. Let me call such and such a. Huh?
What?
No. That You can't talk to them. Why? They're my friends. They were my friend before we got married.
He was your friend. They were your friend local that had bad intentions that was going to get them handled.
Oh Lord! Now you added stuff on to
it. No.
But it was only until then
that I saw
that you saw the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this. She's right. And you forgot. I don't know if you remember. Anyway. Once she told me that, and then she put it to me like she's gonna be talking to this person, I was like, I ain't feeling that, nah, bro. And see, I guess maybe I'm just super old school, but once she told me that, I saw what she meant. You know, because I didn't think it was a big deal. But now I know better. I know it is. And I'd say this. I had to have a conversation with that young lady and tell her, look, I can't really be talking to you no more because my wife is not comfortable with this. And she was like, why not? Da, da, da. And I told her, and she's like, okay, cool. This is the thing I would say to any person, especially a young person getting married, that because you got to know.
They can be older too, can't they?
Okay, well, but older people kind of know better about stuff.
But no, some people, and you know what? Some people are listening to us right now and saying, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
No. And listen.
But this is just what works for us.
Right. I was going to say, it may not be anything wrong with that to you. And you better hope that you and your spouse are on the same page with that, because it may not be something wrong with that for you, like the guy, but your wife may be holding resentment and animosity about it. So y'all need to have that discussion amongst y'all. If y'all can do it and it works for y'all, okay, more power to you. Do it. This is what works for us. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you this, I had to come to terms with and understand that this is my wife now. I was a young man. This is my wife. My allegiance and my responsibility is to her. Mm-hmm. And if you go back to, I don't know how many of y'all believe in the biblical way of marriage, but most of the wedding vow says forsaking all others. And I'm supposed to be committed to her. We have a commitment to each other. And so if there's something that I'm doing, anything, it don't even have to be this, like us friends outside the marriage. It could be anything. If I'm washing the car too many times a week, if I'm doing anything that is a problem for her, I have to now, because I come from being by myself all these years, doing what I want, talking to whoever I want, but now I have to be considerate of her needs, her feelings, and what she feels comfortable with. If she don't feel comfortable with it, my commitment is to her. It's not to anybody else. So that was it for me.
Yeah, and sometimes, with us, I've learned that a lot of times he can't see what I'm saying unless I flip the script. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes you have to flip the script and say, hey, what if I did that? Mm-hmm. You know, how would you feel? Right. You know, and it wasn't until then that he could see, you know, my point. And we do have friends now of the opposite sex, but both of us know them, yeah. I think. Yeah. You know.
And I think I don't want to sit here and say everybody should do what we do, because we're not in their house. We don't have their background. You have to do what works for you, and this is what works for us. And you know, I just feel like when it comes to marriage, it's our marriage. It's not anybody else's, and we have to work with each other. Right.
And in the marriage, you know, you have in-laws. You want to talk about in-laws?
Yeah, we do.
A lot of y'all call them outlaws. I have been fortunate enough.
Yes.
For 34, really plus years.
44. Well, 34 in-laws officially.
Yeah. I have always said that I have the best in-laws in the world.
And me too.
Ever since we've been married, me and your mama, I wouldn't say had run-ins.
Y'all had run-ins?
I wouldn't say that. We have disagreed about some things, but
really?
His mama, we call her Pee-wee.
Yeah, she's short.
Yeah, that's my girl. Short. But I have had the best in-laws. I mean, I don't really believe I could ask for anyone better. Right. I don't know if it's because
they knew you before, maybe?
No, they didn't really know me before.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit.
Just a little bit when we were talking or whatever, but I think maybe, is it because they were in the church? But even in the church, you got some that can
be hateful.
Yeah. We might have had some run-ins. Like, I remember when they would come to the house when we stayed at 1301, I believe. Mm-hmm. And she would come in the house and start
Cleaning.
emptying trash cans and.
But that's my mama, man.
I know. I had to learn that.
Yeah.
I had to learn
Oh,
that.
that bothered you at first?
Yeah, you coming to my house emptying trash cans.
She liked to clean.
Yeah, she loved to clean. That's what she did. You know, at the University of Maryland, she would come in and she would fold clothes. I didn't mind her folding the clothes, but
I love that.
You know, but she would come in and just do things, and I'm looking at like. Okay, what are you trying to say? Which she wasn't trying to really say anything.
You just didn't know who that's who she was.
That's
at the
who
time.
she was at the time. Yeah, but through the years, she don't do that now. You know, how Pee Wee. You know, she's a lot older now. But I'm just thankful. I'm grateful for my in-laws. And even with Dad Jones, you know, he's always been the same. You know, he's never switched up on us.
Yeah, and he gonna tell you what he feel. You gonna know. You ain't gonna have to guess. But you finished or no?
Am I done or am I finished?
Are you finished or are you done?
Okay, go ahead.
I would say this about her in-laws, the same thing. When
Her in-laws?
I mean, my in-laws, your mom and dad and your family. We've always gotten along. It was actually her family that brought us together, your cousin. And when her dad was alive, he was the chillest, he was the coolest. And then her mom, I'll tell y'all a quick story about DT. When I first came down here, Deborah was going to a church, and me and her mom used to talk all the time at the house. Sometimes I went to the house in Roseboro, and Deborah was at school or something. I went down there, dropped something off, and we was talking, and she's like, "Tommy, come here." We talked. I think we were standing by the kitchen window. We was talking, and she said, "What is going on at that church?" And I was like, "What you mean, Mama?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I was telling her, "Yeah, I know some things, whatever." And then she was like, "You got to get her out of there." Right?
You're whispering.
Okay, they can hear me.
Okay.
You got good microphones in here.
Okay.
You got to get her out of there. I was like, "Okay." And then so look, I go back to the church, and the church is, man, every church has bad things or good things. There's the mixture of everything. There's good and bad in everything. But the services was so good, man. It was fire. And I used to have fun playing the bongos. Everything was good. And next thing you know, I went down there. I done joined the church. And she didn't never say nothing to me about that for a long time. And then years later, probably 10, 15 years later, she says, "Tommy, you remember that day you came to the house and we was talking about the church?" She said, "Boy, I had it for you." She said, "I'm telling you all this stuff." She said, "Next thing I know, turn around, you done joined the church." But that's my girl, man. And I'm gonna tell you, me and her mom, we both like golf. We like to watch Tiger Woods, but he's on his way out, so we ain't really watching golf like that.
But tennis,
we both watch. We watch Serena, Venus, Coco now, Sloane Stevens, Townsend, Taylor Townsend, all these great, mostly female tennis players. But now they got some guys coming up now, and so whenever the tennis is on, I'll call her and let her know that it's on. If it's on, then I don't know, she'll call me, and we'll talk about it afterwards. So yeah, with the in-laws, we've never really had problems on either side, like them getting in our business really, or trying to tell us what to do. But I'm quite sure when we ain't around, they talk about us and discuss us. But it's like anybody, we discuss them too sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So I just think that I think it's important when you're married to have how do I say this? Keep your in-laws out of your business. Because like we mention this one time before, like I go down there and be upset.
Yeah, you told them about that. You act like a clown.
What? Anyway, to keep your business, because like we said before, if I get upset with her and go down to her mom's house and then let everybody know I'm upset, by the time we've apologized, you know, it's gonna be still a thing for them. So and I don't think either one of our in-laws have ever been like, I guess the best word to say is knows each other. What's going on with y'all? They just let us be. You know, they let us be, and if we ask, they give us advice, and they usually give us good advice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
But what about while you were talking, I was thinking about when my dad had passed. Do you remember that?
Oh man, I do. I do.
And how I remember it's the week before he had came to see me. I was pregnant with Tony at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he was standing at the door and he just kept smiling at me. And I was like, why do you keep smiling at me? And he says, what you gonna name him? My grandson. And I was like, we don't even know if it's a boy or a girl. You know?
I knew. I just always knew it was a boy.
Anyway, I said, sure ain't gonna be Will. I said, if it's a girl, it's not gonna be Ella. I said, those old names, you know, and he was laughing and stuff. And then a couple of weeks later, I remember you came to the house. You're supposed to have been at work, and you had told me that there was an accident, and that it involved my dad. What had happened was my dad, he was from Bridgeport, Connecticut, and he wasn't a city slicker like you, nothing like that.
No.
But anyway, he loved the country life. Once he got married and came down south, and he bought land and would plow the land and everything. And Lord, we worked in the fields so much when we was younger. But anyway, getting back to what happened, he was out plowing the field, and the tractor turned over on him.
Flipped on him.
And it killed him. And Tom came to the house. I call him Tom sometimes. Came to the house. And he says, it's your dad, something happened. So we get in the car, and we're driving to Roseboro.
Like 30 minutes away.
30 minutes away, yeah. But we kept going to the hospital. We didn't stop at the house.
Right.
And when we got there, you know, it was like, well, I want to see him. And he's like, no, you can't see him and all this. And we found out that it was true. I think that was the first death that we had, real death, that we had while being married.
That was in 92. That's February 92. We had been married less than 3 years.
You just had to put those numbers in there, didn't
Oh,
you?
no, I remember them.
You just had to put those. But it's all good.
Yeah, but the my side of that story was I was at work, and her sister Elaine called me, and she says, Tommy, and Elaine didn't really call me like that, you know. So I was kind of surprised, and she said, there's been an accident with Will, and she says, I think she told me, and I might have to ask her this. She said, it don't look good. I don't think he made it. She said, but don't tell Deborah. And she said, I didn't call her. She said, you need to go get her. And then I went home, and I told you, and I remember when I told you, you were like, no. You kept saying no, all the way to almost all the way to Roseboro. And when we got there, like you said, we went to the hospital, and they wouldn't let us see him. And I just remember this. I remember after the hospital, did we get to see him at all that day before we? No, we had to wait.
They said because it was traumatic.
Yeah, they had to fix him up. So we went back to your mom's house, and I just remember so many people coming to the house, and after about an hour, I was like, I got to get away from all these people.
Yeah, I had to get away too.
Yeah. So we went home, and we don't want to end the episode on a note like that, but it's what?
But it's what? Go ahead.
It's the truth.
Oh yeah. One thing I did want to add was I remember I had told him, I said, the Lord had told me that you're going to be saved before you died.
You told your dad that?
Yeah, I told him that. And that's all I was thinking. You know, I was like, what happened? You know, what happened, Lord? You know, I know you told me this. And I remember, I don't know whether it was that night or the next night, I went to sleep, and then when I woke up, I kept hearing the word I said, Tommy, what does this word mean?
Asphyxiation?
Yeah, but I couldn't say it right. I said, I
Asphyxiation.
never heard the word before.
Asphyxiation.
And we went and got a dictionary, because we didn't have phones back then, cell phones to look it up or whatever. And it meant suffocation. And I was like, so it was a way, I was like, okay, God, so what are you saying? He suffocated, you know, so he had a chance to get it right with him. You know, I don't know whether that was to give me the peace that I needed.
Well, tell them how you got peace, remember? You don't remember how you got peace with it?
Oh, that. It was with that, because I never heard of that word before.
No, but...
And you talking about during the wake.
Yeah, right.
During the wake, I remember it was time for us to go up to see him. And in my mind, I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this, you know? But I get up there, and it's like I hear his voice telling me it's okay. it's fine. I'm fine. You know, and it's just like a peace
Came over you.
just came over me. And I stood up there for a while, and different ones later on said, we thought you were in shock. You know, that it's like, no, it's like, it was just like a peace. You know?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I didn't think we was gonna go here, but
Yeah.
it's things that you don't think about on a day-to-day basis for sure. But yeah, Will J. White was a good man, and you said you wasn't gonna name Tony Will, but then you named our son Will. And,
Yeah,
and
the
you know what's
baby.
And you know what's crazy? He acts a lot like him.
Yes.
So, but anyway, we are way over time, y'all. But
Yeah. Oh.
we want to thank y'all for joining us. This has been a up and down episode. We started off acting crazy, and then we, kind of serious. But thank y'all for joining us. This has been Tommy. Excuse me. I'm nervous. This has been Love and Marriage with Tommy and Deborah. This is a Deep Freeze production with Victor Frost. Peace.
Peace out.
With you, the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you.